So Mo Farah reveals he was trafficked to the UK as a child. So Mo Farah was brought to the UK illegally as a child and forced to work as a domestic servant, he has revealed. The Olympic star has told the BBC he was given the name Mo Farah by those who flew him over from Djibouti. His real name is Hussein Abdi Khaim. He was flown over from the East African country, aged 9, by a woman he had never met, and then made to look after another family's children. He says, "For years I just kept blocking out." The Team GB athlete says, "But you can only block it out for so long." The long-distance runner has previously said he came to the UK from Somalia with his parents as a refugee, but in a documentary by the BBC and Red Bull Studios, seen by BBC News and airing on Wednesday, he says his parents have never been to the UK. His mother and two brothers live on their family farm in the breakaway state of Somaliland. His father Abdi was killed by a stray gunfire when Mo was 4 years old in civil violence in Somalia. Somaliland declared independence in 1991 but is not internationally recognized. Mo says he was about 8 or 9 years old when he was taken from home to stay with the family in Djibouti. He was then flown over to the UK by a woman he had never met and wasn't related to. She told him he was being taken to Europe to live with relatives there, something he says he was excited about. "I'd never been on a plane before," he says. The woman told him to say his name was Mohammed. He says she had fake travel documents with her that showed his photo next to the name Mo Farah. When they arrived in the UK, the woman took him to her flat in Hounslow, West London, and took a piece of paper of him that had his relatives' contact details on. Right in front of me, she ripped it up and put it in the bin. At the moment, I knew I was in trouble, he says. Mo says he had to do housework and child care if I wanted food in my mouth. He says the woman told him, "If you ever want to see your family again, don't say anything." Often I would just lock myself in the bathroom and cry, he says. For the first few years, the family didn't allow him to go to school, but when he was about 12, he enrolled in year 7 at the Belton Community College. Staff were told Mo was a refugee from Somalia. His old former tutor, Sarah Rennie, tells the BBC he came to school unkempt and uncared for, that he spoke very little English and was an emotionally and culturally alienated child. She says the people who said they were his parents didn't attend any parents' evenings. Mo's PE teacher, Alan Watkinson, noticed a transformation in the young boy when he hit the athletics track. The only language he seemed to understand was the language of PE and sport, he says. Mo says sport was a lifeline for him, as the only thing I could do to get away from this living situation. was to get out and run. He eventually confided in Mr. Watkins about his true identity, his background, and the family he was being forced to work for. The real Mo, the PE teacher, contacted the social services and helped someone to be fostered by another Somali family. I still missed my real family, but from that moment, everything got better. So Mo says, I felt like a lot of stuff was lifted off my shoulders, and I felt like me. That's when Mo came out, the real Mo. So Mo began making a name for himself as an athlete, and aged 14, he was invited to compete for English schools at a race in Latvia, but he didn't have any travel documents. Mr. Watkinson helped him apply for British citizenship under the name Mohammed Farah, which was granted in July 2000. In the documentary, barrister Alan Buridock tells some more. His nationality was technically obtained by fraud or misrepresentations. Legally, the government can remove a person's British nationality if their citizenship was obtained through fraud. However, Mr. Buridock explains the risk of this in most cases is wrong. Basically, the definition of trafficking is transportation for exploitative purposes. It tells some more. In your case, you are obliged, as a very small child yourself, to look after small children and to be a domestic servant. And then you told the relevant authorities that is not my name. All of those combine to lessen the risk that the Home Office will take away your nationality. Running saved me. Someone says he wants to tell his story to challenge public perceptions of trafficking and slavery. I had no idea there was so many people who are going through exactly the same thing that I did. It just shows how lucky I was, he says. What really saved me, what made me different, was that I could run. The woman who brought someone to London has been approached by the BBC for comment, but has not responded.